grandma, uncle, starts pulling out drawers to make stairs up. At Christmas, my daughter kept stealing cookies, so I hid the cookies on the top shelf, and all of a sudden I turn around and she's got a cookie in her hand. And I'm like, how did you get that cookie? And she's smiling, you know. If you took a 5-year-old and put him on a playground with 10 other 5-year-olds, how many friends will they have at the end of that time? And do they care that that other person's not wearing a Prada purse, has Nike shoes, or right? They don't care. If a 5-year-old throws a tantrum, and they can throw a tantrum, right? What do they look like 10 minutes later? Do they even remember why they got pissed? What about us? Something pisses me off, I'm 5 years later, oh, yes, I remember. Right? I'm dragging it around for a while. If you went after your financial goals, like a 5-year-old goes after a cookie, would you have more money? If you attempted to make more friends and be like a 5-year-old on a playground with your associates, would you have better relationships? What happened to the 5-year-old? Things happened, right? We made choices, we made decisions. Someone hurt our feelings. Oh, everybody's bad. All women are bad. All men are bad. Whatever choice we made, unconsciously we started running our lives that way, right? And I'm not saying you should be childish, but if you were more childlike, would you have different results? So the whole idea is to look at this. What is the value of your word? Do you practice integrity with your word? What is it? So that's the whole idea about Friday. Mental wealth and liberty. Can you go and do the things that you want to do when you want to do them? Or is it always about not enough time, not enough money, not enough? Meaning, do you have a scarcity mentality or do you have an abundant mentality? People say, I want more money. I go, listen, if they print any more money, right, they will be giving it away. There is plenty of money, is there not? People say, I want more time. What do we all have? 24 hours. So it's not about the time and it's not about the money. I promise you it's not. Really? It's all about you looking at you and what is your relationship with this? Because not everybody wants millions of dollars, right? They don't need that. They have other motives. That's fine. But whatever it is for you, can you go and do that, whatever that is? Or are you always figuring out a way why you're not able to? Or are you figuring a way how you can? So that's the whole idea behind Saturday. How many of you set New Year's resolutions? Here we are, February 5th, right, or whatever it is, and you have no idea what they are. Right? I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and then you're like, well, maybe. They've shown studies that by February 16th, 90% of New Year's resolutions are gone. How would you like to find out a system to set goals, stay on track with your goals, and perhaps enroll some support for your goals? Right? Because that's how I get where I'm going. Because I don't do it alone. I have other friends in my network, right? The reason I have a Harley in my driveway is because one time there's a bunch of guys that are driving around, and we were hung out, and I go, I gotta get a Harley. They're like, let's go. Don't talk about it anymore. We don't want to hear about it. Let's go. Right? How many of you have those friends that like to tear up your dreams? You say, I want to be this, and they start telling you all the reasons why that's a bad idea, and you can't, and yada, yada, yada. I have a lot of postcard friends. I went home about 6 months ago. A friend of mine that I grew up next to, 2 doors down, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid. All the girls loved him. Now he's way heavy, way overweight. Just a bad life. He was playing guitar at a bar called Chubby's. So Chubby's is exactly what you might imagine it to be. So I'm like, well, I'm going to go down there. Some of my old friends were there that I hung out with when I was in junior high. And I kid you not, one of the guys walks in, he's got overalls on, cowboy hat, no shirt, just hammered. I'm like, nothing. And again, that's their life, right? They chose that. Not what I chose. I chose to do something different, right? So sometimes I've had to let go of people to get to places I want to go. I always want to be the dumbest guy in the room. When I made $1 million, I wanted to start hanging around people that made 5. When I made 5, I wanted to hang around people that made 10. When I made 10, I wanted to be around people. You know what I mean? Like, I always want to be learning. And so the whole idea is, what am I learning? Keeping my mind active and fresh. 7-day spiritual, not meaning religion, but how do you give and receive support in your life? Can you give unconditionally, or is there always a hook? Can you receive unconditionally, or is it always a deflection? Because two sides of the same coin, right? I might say, hey man, that's a nice dress. And you go, oh, this old thing, right? You know that deflection that people do? Can you receive unconditionally? Can you give unconditionally? Where do you give and receive in your life, in your community, in your country? That's all it's all about. Can you give and receive support? So the whole idea is they're going to ask you to rate each of these sides in your life. So I gave physical 8, emotional, I gave myself credit, I put 2, mental health and liberty, I put 7, and then spiritual, I belong to spiritual program. Then they're going to say redraw this square based on the lengths of those sides. Now does it look like a square? Looks like some sideways pyramid, right? So the whole idea here is it's a balance back in your life. Not that you have to be a 10 on every side, but if you had a 5 on every side, you would be in balance, you would feel empowered, new information could come in, you could get going. Because how many of you know people that are in great physical shape? Right? Work out every day, baby food for their protein, every meal, right? Living in their mom's garage. Right? How many people you know that have all the money in the world, they're fat, overweight, smoke, can't get from their car door to their car? How many people you know that give, have nothing left for themselves? The other side of the coin, take, what's in it for me? Mine, hook. Extreme examples, but you can see how your life can get out of balance. If you drove a car with 2 wheels out of balance, how long is it going to last? And it doesn't matter if it's a Hyundai or Mercedes, right? It's going to break down. We will spend more money on the maintenance of our car than we will our own well-being, right? But we can buy another car, we can't buy another one of us. So the whole idea behind the basic seminars, look at these areas of your life and see where you can create better results. Because the truth is, if I ask the good guys in good physical shape to set a goal, let's say his square looks exactly like mine, and I said, I want you to set a goal, where do you think he's going to set his goal? Physical. He's going to go, I'm going to go to the gym 2 more days a week, right? Right. Versus, maybe go make some money. Right? So the whole idea is, we know certain things, right? We get locked in, so that's what we do. So the whole idea behind the basic seminars, maybe, if you get some new awareness, you can do something different. Is that fair? I mean, it's not good, bad, right, or wrong, it's just something different. So, what I want to do is ask you to bring to mind somebody that you believe to be successful. You look at them, they have a certain set of characteristics, attributes that you like, that you want in your life. And you look at those, I want you to bring that person to mind. Could be, a spiritual advisor, could be your parents, could be a boss, could be a friend, brother, sister, whatever. Look at that person, think of the characteristics that that person possesses, and we're going to write them up here. So, I always liked Babe Ruth. What record did Babe Ruth have?
Home run.
What record does he probably still have? Strikeouts. In fact, he struck out more than twice as many times as he hit home runs. That's not first, second, third base. That's whiff, sit on the bench. But no matter what happened, he kept working for the home run. There's a lot of great baseball players in the world that we'll never see. You know why? Their relationship with failure. What is a good batting average in baseball?
300.
300. What does that mean? 70% of the time you do what? Fail. Anybody see the movie Moneyball? What happened? Yeah, his relationship with failure, right? They drew him out of high school, he got promoted, got whisked into the pros too fast, he wasn't playing to the level that he thought he could play to, and he just gave up. That's what happens to a lot of baseball players. It didn't happen to Babe Ruth, right? 1,760 strikeouts, he still kept swinging for the fence. Now, granted, he smoked, drank, was a little overweight, so maybe the only way to get around the bases was to hit home run. So what I'd like for you to do is bring that person to mind, think of the characteristics, attributes that person possesses, call them out, and write them up here. I like the word tenacity. Right? Very tenacious, Mr. Babe Ruth, right? No matter what. Traded all the, there's all this stuff that goes around, just going out there and trying, right? Tenacious. So what are your words? We'll put them up here.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Giver.
Giver.
Balance.
Balance.
Focus.
Focus.
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
Funny.
Funny.
Bold.
Bold. I like it.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Daring.
What was it?
Gumption.
Gumption?
Fun.
Courage.
Fun?
Kind.
Courage? Kind? What was the other one?
Daring.
Daring.
Take a risk.
Yeah, daring. Risk.
Persistent.
Interested.
Discipline.
Passionate.
Positive.
What was that? Confident?
Positive.
What was it?
Positive.
Positive. Some people say intelligent.
Courteous.
What was it? Present? Good list? Successful list? Alright. So there's a small, little-known university in Cambridge, Massachusetts entitled Harvard. Anybody ever hear of it? If you had a degree from Harvard, do you think you should be successful?
Yes.
They thought so too, but what they were finding out is about 50% of their graduates were not. So what they wanted to find out was what was the difference between group A success, group B not so successful. What did this group possess that the other group did not? So they came up with 3 tenets. Attitude, knowledge, and skills. And this means life skills, not can you operate Microsoft Office, right? So, what do you think they found was the most important of these 3 legs? Attitude. In fact, 85 to 90% of what it took to be successful fell in these 2 categories, and only 15% of what they were teaching. Let's find out if they were right, because we kind of just did it. I'll call off the characteristic. You tell me if it's knowledge, skill, or attitude. So tenacity,
Attitude.
charisma,
Attitude.
giver,
Attitude.
balance, skill, focus,
Skill.
peaceful,
Attitude.
funny,
Attitude.
skill for some of you, bold, integrity, gumption, fun, courage, kind, daring. Come on, guys, rest of you. Risk,
Risk. Attitude.
Attitude.
maybe some skill too, right?
Yeah.
Persistence,
Attitude.
integrity, skill for me. Passionate,
Attitude.
confident,
Attitude.
positive,
Attitude.
intelligent,
Skill.
present.
That's a skill.
That's a skill.
Okay. Cool? Were they right?
Yes.
So, what do you think a degree from Harvard costs?
Too much.
Too much. Yes. Based on results. Yeah, student loans, $250,000. Do you know what the average bachelor's degree costs in the United States? Yeah, it's 65. Yeah, well, there's some states that are less. What do you think it costs us as taxpayers for a high school diploma? 25. We spend an awful lot of money on 15% of what it takes to be successful. Now, I'm not knocking education. What's the adage? The world's filled with educated derelicts? Yeah. No. And I'm not really knocking education. I have an education. I think it's important. Am I going to go to a dentist who is not educated? But if he has poor skills and a bad attitude, am I going back? Right? So, right, exactly. I went to the dentist today and got some unfortunate news. So, we spend all this money on 15% of what it takes to be successful. We know that attitude is a driver of success. So what drives your attitude? What is made up of your attitude? What is it?
Thoughts and beliefs.
Your beliefs, right? Your belief system, your values, right? And really, attitude is what other people see in us, right? Because I used to think I had a good attitude. People around me didn't think so. In fact, I used to get that report card that said, "Fred needs to change his." Right. The better thing would have been to say how, right? Because at the end of the day, if our attitude is driven from that, it's an outward projection of what other people see. Let's say that tonight, after we're done, we're going to go shopping at Kmart, because tonight they have 50% off everything. And so we walk in our store with our little carts, and there is rows and rows, aisles and aisles, shelves and shelves of every kind of attitude imaginable. So as you're walking down one of the aisles, there in your aisle, what happens? It's the blue light special, right? And there in all its glory is your attitude. Would you buy it? Half off. If not, what kind of attitude would you want? And if you like your attitude, what's next for you? Right? Because so many people are sitting there right now going, you know, my brother, he could really use this seminar, right? But this isn't a fix me seminar. This is a seminar, this is a class for people who are successful that want more success sooner, faster, better. Right? Be able to determine the roadblocks in their lives, because the roadblocks are not out there. Right? They're in here. What are those roadblocks that are keeping me from the results that I say I want? So many of the other seminars that I went to, and I went to a lot of them, when I went to the Basic seminar, I was teaching 7 Habits of Highly Effective People for the Stephen Covey Institute. You know, they would send me all around the world to do different seminars. Hours and hours of neuro-linguistic programming, hours and hours of the human side of selling, hours and hours of this and that. You know, they'd send me to Chicago, they'd send me to Detroit, they'd send me to San Francisco, they'd send me to Munich. And I would come back, and what would invariably happen is I'm by myself again. And sooner or later, I would kind of work my way back into the, quote, old routine. So what I really like about PSI seminars, and what you've seen tonight, is that you do the seminar here in your town, and you get to come back with people, right, around you. So it's really helpful, right, when you have other people around you going, let's go. You know, it's so much more fun to be around people that I have friends that I met in the Basic seminar all those years ago. We're business partners, we're friends, we're associates. I mean, that's a long time ago. I have business partners, one of the couples that owns a houseboat with us, I met in site seminars, on and on and on. Traveled the world, you know. One of my business partners came down with me tonight. You know, so that's the greatest thing about going to the Basic seminar, is it's in your own backyard, and it's not a system. When I was teaching, anybody ever done Stephen Covey stuff? You know, it's the 4 quadrants, move different, yeah, okay. Same thing with mirror modeling, Tony Robbins, do this, do that. It's a system. Start here, end here, hope for this result. Nothing wrong with those are all systems, right? They're designed for you to follow A, B, C, D. The Basic seminar has no system. It's all about you, looking at you, period. Right? And then you have a choice that you can change or not change. It's up to you. Right? There's no system to follow. It's just you get to go, hey, you know what? I did this last time, and maybe if I do something different, I don't know what, I will get a different result. Right? We get out of the insanity of repeating, you know, getting on that rat race. Right? Because how many of us, in some form of our lives, are on a rat race? Right? So I know some people don't want to raise their hand, but they're shaking their head. Yeah. I am too, right? I'm still. Why do you think I drove down here? I don't get paid to do this. I don't get anything. And anyone that invited you here tonight, they don't get a Tupperware set or a knife set if you enroll, okay? They only did it because they like being around other people that are going places, right? I like coming down here and do these presentations. You know what always happens for me is I do these presentations all the time, and then someone will see me like a year later, hey Fred, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, right? 'Cause I can't remember everybody, but their life is, they're just on fire. You know, when I ran NutriHealth, we put over 95 people through the Basic seminar, right? And they would go, because how many of you own your own business? How many of you are managers or you have people working for you? Is it not difficult to motivate people? If you look at the studies, money is never the top motivator. It's always in the top 3, but it's never the top 1. So how do you internally motivate people? So we would send people to the Basic seminar, and they would come back on fire. The truth is, I did not do all that at NutriHealth. The employees did. They came back on fire. They were excited about their life. We let them set the goals. The people in the company set their goal. And so they didn't know that they could do $1 million a month because they had never done one before, until they didn't. Right? And then we did a $2 million a month. And then we were consistently doing $3 million a month. And you know what? We don't bill until the product is shipped out. So if we had a big order, 700, 800 orders on some days, The people in the marketing department would turn off their computers and go into the shipping area and help load packages so that we could get the packages out. Everybody was on the same page, rowing in the same direction. So it made my life a lot easier. I'd walk around and go, hey, how's things going, you know? Sometimes I snap my fingers and take credit for it, but the truth is, they were the ones doing it, right? And I know that. And sometimes we would send people to the basic seminar and they'd come back and they go, you know what? I don't want to work here anymore. I want to go and do what I really want to do. What do you really want to do? I want to go to medical school. I want to go be a nurse. I want to be a dentist. I want to be an EMT. Whatever it happened to be. And you know, so many times we were able to work with that person because we have 3 shifts and we would support them through their education. We were voted Northern Arizona Employer of the Year like 3 times. We won the Arizona Small Business Award 1 year. We were competing with Walmart, Lowe's, and other people in Northern Arizona, and we were winning. Every day I would watch 20 people drop off resumes, right? Because the people in the community were talking about our company, right? So that was the power of putting everybody through the basic seminar and getting everybody thinking alike. Like, we can all do this together. And then not only that, so we had success in our business, but I guarantee you, they improved and had more success in their life because of it, right? Pretty simple, you know? And you know, it was funny though, I would go to the vice president of sales and say, hey, I want you to the seminar. Great, I'll go. Then I would go to the shipping clerk who's making about $8 an hour and say, I want you to go to the seminar. And they're like, well, I can't do that. I'm like, why not? It's a cult. I'm like, do I look like I'm in a cult to you? But you know, people make things up. And it was almost always the people that were making less money that I had more of a difficult time with getting them to the class than the people that were willing to learn. Wall Street Journal did a little study. They put out an article, they put out a want ad for CTO, right, Chief Technology Officer. They put the same job description, same everything, except they made one really big half-page ad and it paid $150,000. Same job description, same everything, next page, small, less than a quarter-page ad, $50,000. What do you think the results were? Yes, in fact, 220 people applied for the small ad, 2 for the large ad. Same job description. What does that say? It's mindset, it's your perception. Wouldn't it be nice to know that I'm one of the 2 that applied for the job, right? So the whole idea about the basic seminar is you get to look at you. That's it. No one's going to tell you how to think, what to do, when to do it, none of that. You get to go look at you. And sometimes fun, sometimes challenging, all of that stuff. But at the end of the seminar, like I said, it's a money-back guarantee. So, all right. So the next seminar, like I said, is February 20th. If you go through all the sessions, you can go back in its entirety, in pieces and parts, because it comes in pieces and parts. You can go back Thursday night or Sunday morning or Saturday night for free for the rest of your life anywhere they offer the basic seminar. So like I said before, if you want to go to see how they do it in Canada, hey, you can go for free after you attend the basic seminar. You can go to Hawaii. Go to Hawaii and check it out. So the whole idea is you can go back for free. It's like a free tune-up the rest of your life. If you go through all the sessions of the basic seminar and find no value, this wasn't for me, just write my wife a letter, I want my money back. Any reason, no reason, they'll give you all your money back minus $50. So the only thing that you really have at risk is a little bit of time, right? So also, since I had to drive all the way down here, if you enroll tonight, I'll give you a $100 discount. So $495, okay? So if $100 isn't a lot of money to you, I'll be standing in the back, just pass it to me on the way out, okay? So $100 off, $495. Now, if these dates don't work for you, please take advantage of the discount because your tuition is good for a year. They offer the seminar about every 6 weeks, and you know, you can go, you can pick another date and go if these dates don't work. So it's about every 6 weeks. And much like Jerome said, you know, there's you know, 120 people in each class, so you get to meet some new friends. So Corbin in the back, you know, he's been living down in Tucson. He showed up in a beard and a headband, and I'm like, I'm so used to seeing him as a clean-cut guy running a business. I'm like, just get back from Burning Man? Did you? So you know, but I mean, but how long have we known each other? I mean,
3-4 years.
Yeah, I did a similar presentation for him and the store. So anyway, it's great to see people. What I'd like to do is just ask a couple people to share their experience really quick about what they got out of the basic seminar. So I know Pam and Leonard live down here, so the ladies first. Maybe you can share a little bit about what you got out of the basic seminar.
Wait, how about times? Uh-oh. How much time do I have? 2 seconds?
2 minutes, yeah. Laser chair.
Laser share. I took class 99, I'm probably re-audited over 20 times. There's not a thing in my life that's the same. Every time I go, I learn something new, even though the class is the same, I learn something new about me that applies to me either professionally or personally. Before I took the class, I had an idea that this is how life works. I go to school, I get a job, I get a career, I get a degree, I have kids. This is what it's supposed to look like. And my thinking was all crazy. You know, I look at it now and I'm like, wow, I was really stuck in this picture of how things were supposed to be. So over the years, the last 15, 16 years, my life has changed better and better all the time. Financially, a lot better. Professionally, a lot better. I got married to my dear dean about a year and a half ago. And when I still go up and volunteer with these guys, I'll go up and re-audit. And every time I come back, I'm more committed to being a better wife to him. And I would have never even thought of me having to work on me because, you know, it's all him. He needs to get fixed. It's all him. But every time I go, when I come back, it's like, I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better everything. But I'll let you talk to him about financially, how much better our lives are. Neither one of us have a real job anymore. You know, it's just fantastic. The friends we have, the Rolodex of friends. Yeah, there was this old saying back when I first started doing these classes about, well, do you have $100 friend? Somebody can just call up and borrow $100 for it. Or even $1,000 friend. Somebody can just call up and say, yeah, I need $1,000. I'm very confident that right now today I can call somebody up and say, I need 50 grand. I need some money. And we have it within a day. We buy houses and flip houses. We have it like overnight. We'll be like, hey, we got a house for $100,000. You get it? It's that simple. Like the people we have and the quality of people in our life is just, it's just amazing. It's just, it's better and better. I went over 2 minutes, sorry.
And Dean, her husband, I think you guys met, right?
Actually, I met Pam and she said, hey, come to this class and you might get some value out of it.
And now you got married.
Pam and I went out for 5 years together before we got married, so we've been in a relationship a while. Before that, I was married for 21 years, and I just ended a 19-year career because of the way I thought it should be. But our life financially, it's a whole lot different than what I thought it would look like. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck and dead broke and working all the overtime I can get just to pay the bills. We're fairly debt-free, and I owe it all to this course. And just looking at me, and I can't guarantee any of you guys that you'll get any value out of this, but I know it made a heck of a difference to me, and I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Cool. Thank you, Dean. So what I want to do really quickly is that I'll give you an example of an exercise. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me see. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Bianca, is that a real 20?
Yes.
All right. It's a real 20, she says. I gotta find a fake one just to see what happens. All right. So what I want you to do during the exercise is a couple of things. If you're a graduate or you've already seen the exercise, please don't participate and ruin it for the others. But most of you haven't. So what I would like for you to do during the exercise is to be aware of your thinking. Because most of the time we do things, again, on autopilot. So what I want you to do in this exercise is be aware of what you're thinking while we're playing the exercise. And then I want you to play, right? Like do whatever you're gonna do, but at the same time be very aware of what you're thinking. Does that make sense? Because when I ask the question, your mind is gonna click. Just like that. You can't stop it, it just happens. Right? It happens all the time. So when I ask the question, it'll happen. So I just want you to be thinking about what you're thinking during the course of the exercise. You guys ready? All right. Who will train